Hey everybody, so in this video I'm gonna walk you through how to type in math in Schoology and how to type math in Google Docs, okay? And both of those are fairly similar and works pretty much the same way, but I'll show you some specific examples on how to do on both, okay? So for the first thing, we're gonna look at how to type math in Schoology. So any problem that requires you to type some math is going to look like this box right here. And to type math, all you got to do is click on this equation here. And it's going to open up insert math formula box with lots of options at the top. Now you're going to need some time to go through this and be comfortable using all the stuff in here, but I'm going to show you some very basic math things that you're going to encounter that you need to type in more frequently. Okay, so let's start with fraction. So I'm going to go here um, and click on that little triangle there to expand that equations option, and you'll see the first one is x over y. So that's how you are going to type a fraction. So there's going to be a slot for numerator, so type in the numerator, and a slot for denominator, so 2/3. Or you can do more complicated like expressions, 2x plus 3 over 5, or pretty much anything you want. You can just type it in there. Then once you're done, hit insert, and then it's going to insert whatever fraction you typed in right there in that box. Let's look at another one that you frequently use. So let's look at how to insert square root. So again, it's going to be on the same equation option there. So I'm going to go to this third one here that says square root of x. If I click in there, it will open up a square root and a little empty box there, and then you can basically type in anything. So square root of 5 or square root of 7x minus 3, pretty much anything that you want. Okay, let's delete the second one and then hit insert as before, and then it's going to insert the square root of 5 there. Let's look at say cube root or other types of roots like fourth roots and fifth roots. So to do that, you're going to look at the x squared of y option next to the square root that we just do. It's called the nth root option. So if I click there, I have a blank space to type in which root I'm dealing. So if I want cube root, I'm going to do 3 there and then type in 5 or whatever number inside of that square root. So this would be cube root. If I want, say, fourth root, I'll type in 4 in there, so on and so forth, and then again hit insert, and it's gonna enter it right there. All right. What about Greek letters? Say if you want theta and alpha or whatever. So if you click on this miscellaneous, there are lots of options there. For say, this is a little delta in Greek for partial derivative. There's some more up here. I think that's the right one for the Greek. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta, whatever you want. So if I want theta, just click in there, hit insert, and then boom, right there. Okay. If I want to type in some operators, right? Plus or minus, and they're here. So plus or minus is here. Minus plus is there. Plus, minus, times, divide, obviously they are all in here. Okay, so just click through it and then hit insert. It's going to take a second. What else? So let's look at some of those. So if I want inequality, it's going to be under relationships, right? So less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. There's greater than and less than option in the keyboard right there. You can type it in from the keyboard itself, but they are also here, and then there are tons of other options that you can use here. So hit insert like before, and then you're done. Let's see a few more options from there. So if you want arrows, like this implies that, or just two-way implication, double arrows kind of thing, or up arrow or down arrow, whatever different types of arrows that you want. They're all here. So just have to do insert. Insert, and they will all be there. Okay. All right. Let's end this tutorial to type in math in Schoology by typing a quadratic formula, which is kind of a complicated equation and it involves a lot of different things. So this is the formula: x equals, and then there's a big fraction. So I'm going to go to the equations, type in a fraction, and in the fraction on the top of it, it's negative b, and then plus or minus. I'm going to go to the operators, click on plus or minus, and then I need a square root of b squared minus 4c. I'm going to go back to the equations. I'm going to do square root, and then type in b, and then to type in powers, all I got to do is click on x to the power y options for superscript. So boom, and then it gives me an option to put in power, so b squared. I can click right arrow to come back down to a usual line there, and then minus 4ac, and then in the denominator it's 2a. So boom, it's pretty complicated formula. You can type it in with this equation editor right here, and then hit insert, and then it's gonna insert it for you. All right, so that's it for typing math in Schoology. Obviously you need to be comfortable where the stuffs are, and more practice you do, more confident you're gonna be. Now let's do some math typing in Google. So here's my Google Doc, and then I have some of this stuff written here already prepared. So how do I type fraction? So in Google Doc, to get to the equation editor, you are going to go to insert and then equation, and you're going to see an option at the top pretty similar to what you saw in Schoology. So for fraction, I'm going to go to math operations and then look at a over b. That's how I type fraction. So 2, and then I can just click right arrow, press right arrow, and then go to the denominator. So boom, 2/3, that's a fraction. And then I can do exact same thing for complicated fractions. So say 5x minus 3 over 2x plus 4. Okay. To do the square root, let me do new equation here. Again, I'm going to go to the math operations, and you see the second option is square root. So click there, square root of 4 or whatever. Boom, done. To do cube root, again, same option, math operations, and then next to the square root is the nth root option. So I can do type in 3 up there, and then cube root of 5, kind of like that. If I want, say, fourth root, I can do the same way. Click on the nth root option, type in 4 at the top, and then whatever I want for fourth root, say 4y minus 7 or whatever, and then boom, and that's the fourth root of 4y minus 7. Greek letters, they are the first options here. So if I want, say, theta for angle, click in there, boom, done. Operations, again, pretty self-explanatory. Is the second one, miscellaneous operator. So if I want, say, plus or minus, it's right here. So I just click in, and there are other options too: plus or minus, times, divide, dot, times, all the stuffs are here. Exponent and superscript. Let's see, I don't remember where those are at, but I can, yep. So under math operators, so x to the power b, that's for the exponent. So I can do, say, 3, and then if I wanted to raise it to power something, so I click x to the power b, and then hold on, that didn't quite come right. Yep, 3 squared. I think I had an extra space, so I'm gonna let me do it one more time. 3 squared, right? If you want subscript, right, same thing, x subscript a, so you can type it there, x or 5 sub 2 or whatever in case you need that. All right, what else? Let's do one more thing, inequalities here before we type in the quadratic formula. So for the inequalities, the third option, relations, we'll do the inequality. So there's a less than or equal to, there's greater than or equal to right there, and then just like before, let's finish this off with quadratic formula. All right, so again, I hit new equation. So I want x equals, and then there's a big fraction in there. Boom. At the top I need negative b, and now I need a plus or minus, so I'm going to go to the operator, so plus or minus. Then I need a square root of b squared, and then minus 4ac, and then in the denominator 2a. You might notice that sometimes the Google Doc will make the formula look really tiny and hard to see, but to make it bigger, all you gotta do is select the formula and then change the font size to whatever you prefer. Let's see. Yeah, you want to make sure everything is selected nicely. Okay, I'm gonna increase my font size to say 18, and then boom, everything is big. All right, I hope you now know how to type in math in Google Doc and in Schoology. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.